Clippers owner Steve Ballmer, one of the richest men in human history, claims he was duped. Alyssa Thompson leaves Angel City because, winning. And Dave Roberts wants Teoscar Hernandez to show more rage and fewer sunflower seeds. Good morning. I'm James. And this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is September 5th, 2025, and I'm somewhere. At least there's trees, so that's kind of charming. Hey, do you like being in the know about LA sports? Well, if you do, click the like button. Click the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news and notes, a quick look at the scoreboard. Pittsburgh 5, Dodgers 3. The Dodgers have lost 5 of their last 6. It's kind of gory to watch the team right now. But today, they have left Pittsburgh. They're in Baltimore for a game that starts at 4. It is opening day for the Chargers. They are in Brazil, of all places, to play the Kansas City Chiefs at 5. 2 things to know. We're going to post a season preview of Chargers football before kickoff. That's one thing. And 2, I think the Chargers might have a chance, but it's slim to none. Because one thing I do know about teams that lose a Super Bowl, they suck the following year. Now, we haven't seen a lot of sucking out of the Chiefs ever since Patrick Mahomes came to town. But I'm saying if you're a Chargers fan and you're looking for a glimmer of hope, that's it. And the Sparks are in Atlanta at 4:30. So, with that out of the way, what do you say we get to the news? Clippers owner Steve Ballmer knew that the fire alarms were a ring-in, so he needed to get out in front of this story that broke a couple of days ago, try and control the narrative, so he ran to ESPN and immediately denied that he attempted to circumvent the NBA salary cap to keep Kawhi Leonard. Because, duh. I mean, what did you expect him to do? So, Ballmer claimed he had no knowledge of a deal between Leonard and Alliance, which is a now bankrupt digital bank and environmental sustainability startup, whose co-founder, by the way, just pleaded guilty to the feds for fraud. Nope, all of it was just happenstance that a company that Ballmer invested into would then sign Leonard to market something like crypto and tree planting. And then Leonard would do, as the reporting goes, zero marketing. In other words, this allegation is that this was a way to launder money to Leonard, give him a job that technically doesn't exist so that he could get more money than the salary cap would allow. Now, when this story first broke, I knew the jokes before they were told. Now this makes 2 jobs that Kawhi Leonard won't show up for. Bang! I don't even know if he broke out the overalls and started to plant tree saplings with a hayseed hanging out of his face. No idea. I don't know what constitutes load management for planting trees. Ballmer, on the other hand, again, denying everything. Quote, "We made an investment in the company. I had no control over this company." By the way, he invested $50 million. "At the time, it was an exciting deal for us to go do. We had already signed our deal with Kawhi Leonard. At that time, we hadn't even introduced Kawhi to Aspiration. Then they request to be introduced to Kawhi. Under rules, we can introduce our sponsors to our athletes. We just can't be involved," unquote. Ballmer added that Aspiration conned him, and, he's just such a happy-go-lucky guy that you want to believe him. You really want to believe somebody who is just so preternaturally optimistic. You want to root for people like that, right? But if somebody came up to you or me and said, I could earn generational wealth by planting trees, these things, really? Ballmer earned his money because he held a significant stake in Microsoft. Microsoft, one of the most cutthroat, take-no-prisoner companies in the history of capitalism. And now and by the way, say what you want about Microsoft, but you can explain Microsoft and why they're rich. Virtually every computer without an Apple logo has Microsoft in it. Ain't nobody going to sit there and say, oh, I bet aspiration is going to topple Microsoft by planting trees. This guy is one of the biggest stakeholders in one of the most brutally, just bare bones, fist in your face capitalist companies ever. And now he's trying to sound like a retiree who sent his IRA off to a Nigerian prince. Do you really buy this? Ballmer, by the way, said that he hasn't spoken with Leonard since news of this reported contract with Alliance broke Wednesday. Do you buy that? And if you are buying this, I hope to God that you live with a trust fund, because you are not responsible for your own life, dude. If you really buy this, you are the Britney Spears of sports fans. Angel City forward Alyssa Thompson, the team's all-time leading scorer, has reached a verbal agreement with Chelsea in England, and just moments before I hit record, the deal became official. And by the way, that verbal agreement that she had was, quote, losing sucks, get me the hell out of here. Angel City FC. We've been talking about this for the last few years. The most valuable women's sports team on the planet. They're going to get a women's soccer record of $1.65 million in the transfer fee, according to the LA Times. But they don't have a replacement. Not that you could automatically plug somebody in to replace your all-time leading scorer, but the transfer window in NWSL is closed. This is subtraction for cash for the most valuable women's sports team on the globe. So Angel City declined comment. When asked about it, the team manager wouldn't even mention her name. All of this is bananas because, I don't want to be a misogynist, right? I want to treat women's sports with professionalism. But why does it sound like they just broke up? Why did this sound like a Kardashian episode? This is the latest in a series of problems with Angel City, right? Oh, sure, they had new owners. They signed new owners. They sold to new owners last year, but the culture remains. Angel City, we're wealthy, we're glamorous, we virtue signal. Meanwhile, Chelsea created an entirely different culture. We want to win. They really want to win. Angel City has only had one playoff appearance in their entire 4-year existence. Something about not sucking probably was really appealing to Alyssa Thompson, because it damn sure wouldn't be the British food or the dental plan. If the NWSL playoffs started today, Angel City would miss again. Now, the season's not quite over. Angel City is just 1 point out of being in the playoff bracket. But you just lost your most dynamic offensive threat, and you don't have a replacement in hand. Does that sound like a commitment to winning? Feel free to let me know what you think, of course, in the comments thread. Meanwhile, with the Dodgers, Will Smith has full range of motion in his right hand, ladies. But the Dodgers are still considering putting the catcher on the injured list. Dave Roberts said Smith's hand is still sore. Dalton Rushing now gets a chance to catch every day. The Dodgers also promoted a catcher, Ben Rortvedt, to the majors. You might remember that name. He was acquired at the trade deadline. Also, in so many words, Roberts is telling Teoscar Hernandez that throwing sunflower seeds in a celebration is cool, but only when there's something to celebrate and you're only hitting .246, my dude. Quote, Teo is a guy that we counted on a lot last year in the biggest of moments. He's a guy that I really admire because he can balance the fun part of baseball but also have that edge. And I think we've lost a little bit of that edge over the last couple of months. So I think, for me, I want to see that edge, that fight, that fire. And I'll bet on any result. So that's for me. It's like, I just want to see that. We're past the mechanics of it. Let's just get to the fight, unquote. Now that the Dodgers bullpen is starting to replenish itself, they bid adieu to former All-Star closer Alexis Diaz. The former Reds closer lost his gig there earlier in the year. The Dodgers picked him up off of waivers, but then he posted an ERA of 5 in just 9 appearances in L.A. So then they demoted him to the Midwest manure pit, where he completely lost it. 4 runs in 3 1/3 innings. So be it. The Galaxy have signed center Chris Rindov from their secondary club in Ventura County for what's left of the season, as long as that means that there is no more appearances for Zonka. I'll be overjoyed. That'll make purchasing this jacket yesterday money well invested. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me, for example, if you bought a syllable of what Steve Ballmer said to ESPN yesterday. For that matter, are you okay with Angel City continuing to shed what few good players they have? And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Quian Corte El Queso production. Take care.